Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. It's 18th of January 2015, Sunday. Another mark of what you can say, a quantum leap in the history of Oasis. It has almost been 5 years working with all of you, playing with all of you in the field of energy. And this year, as many of you are aware that, how the Oasis was formed, it was just a leap of faith. And this year I was given another leap of faith by my beloved teacher Saint Germain, the Violet Ray Master, the Johan of the Seventh Ray, whose function is basically to integrate spirit and matter, business and spirituality together. These two might seem like totally separate entities, but in essence they are one. In essence, spirit is one with matter. In essence, matter is one with spirit. So in a meditation he talked about starting with a wealth transmission series, and I said to him, well, we already had the abundance workshop, and he said, no, that is fine, but the work has to evolve. And I asked in what manner, and he said, wealth not only in the terms of money, but wealth in terms of the resourcefulness. The series that we're going to embark on for 2 years is going to be about wealth, or basically resourcefulness. So you can say spiritual wealth, mental wealth, etheric wealth, emotional wealth, familial wealth, physical wealth, material wealth, financial wealth, intuitive wealth, logical wealth, religious wealth, mythical wealth, esoteric wealth, and so much more. Even sexual wealth. And so much more, so much more. So I was given a very clear, just a second. Actually, I'm all alone in my home. I have to attend the, sorry. Okay, I'm back. It's happening for the first time in a matter of 5 years, where I'm taking a webinar. I've taken many classes, even when I was alone, but it's happening for the first time here. No doubt we're talking about wealth. And there was a newspaper guy, up with his bill of our monthly newspaper. Okay, so where I was. So yes, wealth not only in terms of the finances, but wealth in terms of the mind, wealth in terms of the intuition, wealth in terms of the logics, wealth in terms of our ancestors even. You can say the ancestral wealth can be defined as, you see, everything that our ancestors have achieved, everything, from your mother's side and your father's side, it's all encoded in the DNA. We humans are the only beings who can shift our biology through our intention, through our thinking patterns, through our perception. Science is doing a lot of research about it. So everything that our ancestors have achieved in terms of the qualities, it could be also limitations, is all transmitted from generation to generation. How many of you have heard about, people tag certain qualities to certain countries, to certain communities? How many of you ever noticed that? To certain parts of the country, they say people from the East are, more into meditation. People from the West are much more smart mind in terms of the West, right? So some people think it's just in the blood, but yes, that is true, but you are not limited by it. I do see Janet raising her hand again and again. Let me see. Hi, Janet, what's going on? I see your hand up here.
It was just about how the sound is. It's going in and out, Narmada. Thank you.
Okay, let me see. Angelica, is my voice very stable? Is clear?
Yes, it's stable.
Okay. Janet, it might be the internet connection. Please sign off from other apps if, other people are listening it in a stable manner, okay? Hello, Janet?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, I forgot. Please sign off from Facebook, from Skype, from other apps. And if you still see, the fluctuation, if you still hear the fluctuation, well, it might be the net connection. Okay, so I will really appreciate the questions at the end of the class. Okay, let's take a deep breath, everyone. All right, so the ancestral wealth. So the limitations and the positive qualities can also be transmitted from generation to generation. You never know. You could be carrying a particular gene from a great-grandfather ahead 20 generations. You never know. But the interesting thing is there could also be limitations that could be transmitted. This particular series, when we will start working with the ancestral wealth, will be about releasing those limitations and anchoring our pure inheritance back to God, source energy, and anchoring the limitlessness. So a lot of light workers, when they start working with all of these new techniques and things, people are not able to understand them. Sometimes they tag them as heretic or bad, or, I remember one of my friends who is an angel practitioner. She said that her family members, although they respect her path, but people, the cousins, they fear her because they think that she's doing some kind of black magic or whatever. How many of you ever heard that? There are many healers in the call today. Let me see, how many of you ever got those weird remarks by loved ones? Right? So it's not new. Anyways, whatever is new, whatever is cutting edge is usually ridiculed. It's usually, basically whatever you don't know is feared. That's it. Once you know it, once you know about the cultures, why they do certain things, why they have certain rituals, you can't help but open up to love and compassion, sometimes even acceptance, and sometimes even putting those traits in your own culture as well. If you look back to history, all cultures exchanging their different ideas and perceptions, right? So that is where the ancestral wealth comes in. I could have gone more and more, but I just wanted to share about this because 2 years trying to give an orientation of a 2 years journey is definitely not easy for me, but I'm trying my best. Okay, so this particular wealth series is about all of this and more. Okay. And of course, what Saint Germain said is, in order to have a very physical impact in your corner of the world, you need to strengthen your root chakra. If you have taken energy healing classes, you must have known that teachers usually say, well, you need to be properly grounded. You need to be properly grounded in order to allow the high energies to flow through. Otherwise, it just remains a philosophy, just in the mind. You end up just discussing philosophy throughout your life, but not implementing that into your physical body, into your physical world, in your own community, in your own corner of the world, and cause a physical shift, what some call as a physical movement, right? So until that light is not integrated in the physical body, it's not possible to shine that. It's not possible to, bring people. You might go ahead and try to preach and convert them in your way of thinking and, telling them, oh, violet flame works for me. Oh, calling upon the angels work for me. But really, when you start to integrate all of that into your physical world, that's where the inspiration comes. That's where the attraction comes in, That's where the people would come to you and say, hey, what's your secret? What's the secret? Why are you usually in good health? Why are you usually in good spirits? How come your finances are so easy? How come you feel more oneness with God? How do you make intuitive business decisions? And on and on and on. So this particular series, you can also say, is also a lot about anchoring or embodying the spirit and matter in our physical brain, in our physical body, in our physical home, in our physical bank accounts, in our physical relationships with people, with family members. It's not just about that, okay? Now, in a similar format, previous year, we started with the multi-body alchemy series. The alchemy is basically transmutation of base metals into gold, or transmutation of dog eat dog consciousness to God feed God consciousness. Alright? Or you might even say transmutation from fear into love. And people are still loving it, still available, and we highly recommend that you go with that first, although it is not needed. It is again in the same format of the 7 chakras. Chakra by chakra, we work with the particular properties of the chakras into discussions, anchorings, and transmissions. We use a lot of light language and sonic healing there. Now, what is light language? Light language is basically the words. I think in every single religion they have talked a lot about the holy word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. In Hindu tradition they refer to it as the Nada Brahma, the one which created the entire creation. A lot of you into meditation, you would know that the particular word Om, A-U-M, holds a lot of significance. In fact, a lot of research work has been done about it into its amazing properties. Right? So the Hindu scriptures say that the universe is made of the word, and once we are able to align with the word of God, we can literally create whatever we want through our words. In the New Age movement, people often talk a lot about positive thinking, even positive affirmations, right? And sometimes they work, sometimes they do not, because it's still a very, it is definitely a science, but it is still not that deeply understood. For a light worker who deeply understands it, is able to manifest a lot simply by the power of the affirmation, by the power of the visualization. If you look at world successful, athletes or golfers, even basketball players, even, internet marketing people who have literally, done $1 million a day, something as crazy like that, they have visualized it. They have used that power of visualization. So you see, it's all about wealth. Not just about money, but about the wealth. We are all familiar with the energy of Goddess Lakshmi, the one who brings forth abundance and prosperity, good luck, wealth. It's not just money. It's literally the wealth of creation, the wealth that we are entitled to receive. Wealth, just like health, is a lot connected to our vibration, to what we are vibrating. Again, it's not about blaming ourselves and saying, oh, you must be doing something wrong, and that's the reason you are suffering through this and that. Not at all. It's just pure science. It's just pure science. At tsu.com/onlysanu and for Nest 23, we're offering regular free group healings. You're very much welcome to join up there. Randomly, we haven't decided with a fixed time, but we are randomly doing the healings, and people have been reporting amazing results. And the intention is basically to help you raise your frequency. The only person that can ever help you is yourself. That's it. Whatever we are doing, whatever we will continue to do, whatever workshops or teachers you will ever meet, they're all about acceleration. They'll just give you a push, but the work has to be done by you. It cannot be said in any other manner. Okay? So let's just take a moment to do a visualization where we release the vows of poverty, we release the vows of suffering. I remember way back when I had a lot of poverty consciousness, thinking that spiritual people don't do money, spiritual people are not connected with abundance, and as a spiritual person I'm not supposed to have strong preference for a particular kind of clothes, for a particular kind of bank account, etc., etc. I would be taken by my relatives or friends sometimes to, what do you call, 5-star hotels or heritage hotels, and I would feel like running away. I'd feel like, I don't belong here. I feel suffocated. How many of you ever felt that way, by the way? Let me see. Ever felt that? Quite a lot of us. right? So as light workers, having our incarnation spent as monks and nuns, and having taken the vow of poverty, or even infused with the teachings that if you do money, God will not come to you, something like that, we really prefer to run away from it. But if you see right now on the planet, the entity of money is the most powerful physically. Physically, it's the most powerful entity on the planet. And as spiritual beings who wish to anchor heaven on earth, whatever you like to call it, we have to learn to manipulate it or handle it, basically. The word manipulation is a bit sneaky. Let's use the word handle it properly. Just like the horse, you ride the horse, right? And according to shamans, the horse is a power animal that is a lot about your personal power, being a lot in your own beingness, right? So I started to heal with that. I did a lot of inner work. I realized things shifting around me. I realized my health improving. I realized my connection, my influence in the society transforming. I realized my bank account improving, and I reached a point where I started to even support others, the charities, other entrepreneurs, and more. And so after all of that work, I realized, wow, it's so important to anchor the energy of wealth. Remember, as I'm talking about wealth here, it's not just about money. I'm just giving few examples of it, right? And one last story before we go ahead with transmission. I went through a past life regression session, and I realized that I was born into a noble family. Even in this life, I have been born in an amazing family. Nothing was ever, like lack, nothing like that. It was definitely more than the average masses, if you would say. Both my father and mother being in the high posts of the bureaucrats, you would say. But I would still feel guilt about being connected with like that. So I went into a past life session, and I saw myself being born in a noble family, being all alone. And what happened is I happened to make friends with 3 boys who were from the city, who were from the town. I don't remember exactly what you call it. It was, I believe it was some part in France. And to cure my loneliness, basically. So we did form friends, but what happened is subconsciously I would receive their suggestions that, oh, you are too lucky to be born in a noble family. You have everything you need. Oh, you're too lucky. Oh, you're too lucky. And by spending time with them, I realized that I subconsciously created a soul contract, which was all about feeling guilt about being rich, guilt about being connected to a particular material source of power in society. So, of course, we did a lot of releasing work in the past life. And once I did it, in this lifetime, I realized I was having the similar pattern. My friends would be talking about how lucky I was and this and that. And I would always feel guilt about, being driven by a chauffeur to school. Literally, when others would be coming through the bicycles. I in the high school, I definitely went with the bicycle. But, the pattern was there. So once I released it, I suddenly started to receive randomly gifts from my relatives, gifts from my friends, and even clients. My practice, my one-on-one reading sessions, it started to blossom more and more, and suddenly there was more flow, and within 3 or 4 months. Now, working with past lives definitely wonderful. Every therapy has its own benefits, but I realized that maybe not everyone is able to go there or reach there or do that kind of clearing. And that's where the light language came in. The light language is basically the spark of the Word of God to cause transformation in your DNA, in your consciousness. Your DNA is like a antenna, if you would say. It receives information. So being connected, or I would say being very closely connected with the vibration of pure God energy, goddess energy, whatever you like to call it, it has the power to transform. And that's where the alchemy series was established. Those of you who went through that series really reported powerful transformation. I'll just unmute one of you. I do see one of you here. So I'll just ask you to, share with us in 2 or 3 lines as to what happened when you took the series. I'll unmute one of you randomly. Okay, I'll unmute Ruchi. Hi, Ruchi, can you hear me?
Hi, Namada.
Okay, thank you so much for joining up for physical, emotional, and mental alchemy series. Would you mind sharing in 2 or 3 lines with us, how that light language transformed your consciousness?
Yeah. After that workshop, attending all the 3, physical, emotional, and mental, I feel myself, that I have become much more stronger person. And especially after the physical alchemy series, my physical body now can hold more power, more light. I can do more healing work. I don't get tired immediately.
Right.
And regarding emotional and mental, yes, mentally now, after this workshop especially, it's like anything comes, I don't lose my, mental inner peace. Be it any situation, anything. So that is a very plus point for me. And yes, emotionally also I have become much more stable. And my decisions now, they come much more, firm and stronger. Not getting carried away by the mass consciousness or the family,
Expectations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
So not only the ones who attended, but even myself, because it isn't giving that you receive, right? So that was a leap of consciousness, because usually my way of teaching is, go with the theory, then go with the meditation. But the guy said, no, you just explain about the chakra, and you go ahead with the light language transmission, and that was it. And it still amazes me. People are still buying it. I gifted it to many people, many of my friends, and it's just amazing how that magic works. So along those same lines, we came up with this wealth transmission series, where every single month we would be dealing with one step at a time. Now, in order to attend the February or March or April wealth series, it is important that you start with here, the January series. It's like a step-by-step. I would have loved to go ahead with material and financial wealth right away, but I really wanted to spiritualize the entity of money in our consciousness. Not just money as, oh my gosh, I need it, oh my gosh, I so need it, so I must join the workshop. No. It has to come from a place of connection to source, that there's basically no separation between the energy of money and the source energy. It is just one aspect or one phase of Godhead. That's it. So we came up with this. So every single month we will be doing transmissions with 7 chakras, starting with the root, ending up in the crown, and anchoring the wealth, So this month it would be spiritual wealth. I have not much of a clue as to what will come through, because usually I'm in a channeling state at the time. But as far as I can comprehend right now, it's basically about anchoring our connection to source, knowing that we're not lost, knowing that the Divine Father, Divine Mother is really taking care of the root chakra, of the sacral chakra, of the heart chakra, etc., etc., etc. And thus, by the virtue of that, we are taking care of in our home, in our families, anchoring that feeling. Knowing it, talking about it is a different thing, but really anchoring that is a totally different story, and that's where the life language can help you, all right? So that would be the spiritual wealth. Next month would be mental wealth, basically intelligence and dexterity, as Ruchi said, being able to take decisions in your own right and not being influenced by what everyone is doing or what everyone is expecting, right? So that would be there. Then third month it would be the emotional wealth, anchoring the energy of juice, the emotional juice, the joy of life. If you ever seen children, going to school, what happens, they're so much filled with joy. And as you observe the child, let's say the child is in a pre-nursery or nursery, and then you observe the child, let's say the child reaches standard third, okay, fourth or third standard, you will start to notice that the joy, the spontaneous joy starts to diminish by and by. Because now they are, put up with responsibilities and so-called grim faces so that they can look older. That's what people transmit to them. The family members transmit to them unconsciously. I think you can relate it in your own story. I can relate it. And then in high school, there's more and more. Sometimes even because of hormonal changes, there's aggressiveness, and the high school teachers have a tough time handling big children. Then the college, right? And if you go out in the road, you can go out on the road and look at the traffic. If you look at people's faces, it doesn't matter if a person is riding a two-wheeler, a four-wheeler, whatever, that joy, that spontaneous juice, that bliss of, I'm living life, that kind of energy is really missing. And that's where the emotional wealth comes in, to anchor the energy, right? So, of course, if you can sense here, it will not just be about focusing on one body at a time, but literally healing and transforming our consciousness 360 degrees. I've never said in a previous webinar that, join this webinar, it could be life transforming. But this orientation is basically to help you understand that there is a possibility like that. Then there will be logical wealth. A lot of light workers, when they start doing readings or channelings or too much spiritual work, we tend to lose a bit of the logics, or what some people call as groundedness or common sense, that would be anchored in the logical wealth transmission. And there's just so more. Like in the mythical wealth transmissions, there would be the anchorings of the regular archetypes found in all cultures, about anchoring that hero quality of expanding from where you are into something bigger, something much more stronger, and really claiming that. I've read a lot of stories, legendary stories in the East and the West cultures that, usually when they talk about the hero, let's talk about the story of Krishna. It is said that Krishna was born inside a prison, and then he had to be, he had a lot of struggle. Demons were sent to him to kill the baby. But Krishna, by and by, as he grew, he matured as a very powerful being, ultimately ending up as the king. And similar stories are talked about in different cultures. So why? Why they talk about struggle and the kid becoming a hero or a king ultimately? It is the archetype. So we will be talking about that hero archetype in that and much more. The villain archetype, the use of it, the contrast and more, you see. And there would also be the familial wealth. Beyond the ancestral wealth, there's something known as familial wealth. Your family is a strong source of support. I remember one of my mentors, she used to say that if you have burned down all the bridges with your family, it's time that you create new ones. People who can be like a family you can rely on, because that really influences the health of the root chakra, the health of the skin, the health of the bones, and more, the health of the blood. So we will be talking about that as well. So if you can see here, I'm doing injustices to the the 2 years orientation, but really I think that's enough for you to understand where we are heading to with this 2 years of journey. We will end up with the financial wealth. The last journey would be the financial. And there will also be a material wealth journey about feeling comfortable in having a certain property, feeling comfortable in living a comfortable home, using the material resources to donate, to support, and glorify God, Goddess, all that is. That's the infinite beingness, and not really feeling guilt about it. Let's go ahead with the short transmission, where we will work with the release of vows, the release of guilt, and more. I do not expect that you will definitely sign up for the 2-year CVs, but my intention for this particular class is to help you open up, tickle your consciousness as to the opening of the new possibilities. Okay, and you're very, very much welcome to join up for the free healing sessions that we regularly do at TSU. Okay, and if you are listening to this MP3 via a friend, please join up at Facebook, facebook.com/OLO888, and you can be kept updated about the events. You don't even have to join Facebook there. That link is enough. And yes, we are also at YouTube. It's our new community. You can go to youtube.com and look for Narmada space Akshat. We have uploaded wonderful videos, angel classes. We will keep uploading more and more. Thank you so much for your support and comments there. Okay, let's go ahead with the transmission. I hope you are not going to be disturbed for the good 15 minutes or so. I see 2 or 3 of you going online, then offline, online, then offline. Well, you see, the resistance sometimes is so strong, it can literally block the call. I remember doing an angel call for the angel graduates about interference, understanding the energy of interference and how it blocks you. There was so much of interference, I think we postponed the class for twice. So it's very interesting how our personal energy influences the gadgets, right? And just as you know, right as we started with the class, there was the person asking for, the payment, right? It never happened. Okay, closing our eyes. Visualizing a pink flame surrounding you. The pink color of love, of divine mother energy, divine support energies. It is said that one of the archangels, whose function is to bring in the urgent money, connect us with Mother Earth and nature spirits. The aura has also a lot of pink. Money and love, I'm talking about the capital love, which is not sentimental emotional, which is just pure compassion, you can say. Willingness to serve is a lot connected. The more expanded your heart center is, starting with yourself, self-love, the more you can attract abundance. And the more you attract wealth, abundance, prosperity, the more you can be of service, the more you can cause a shift. Even if we're not interested to cause a shift in society, the shift will automatically happen through you by being you. Whatever energy sensation that may happen, allow it to flow. Do not hold back. Visualize the pink flame transforming into pure golden metallic light. And let us repeat together verbally, out loud if you can. In this holy moment of now, I, the soul, release any and all vows of poverty that I may have made in any timeline. In this moment of now, I, the soul, release any and all vows of suffering and sorrow that I may have made in any timeline. In this moment of now, I, the soul, take upon the vow of prosperity. In this holy moment of now, I, the soul, release any and all judgment, fear, or trauma of power, of authority, of politics. Sometimes you might notice that the body shivers. In this holy moment of now, I take the vow of being in my own power. And standing up for my space. In this holy moment of now, I release any and all patterns of perception that spirituality is different from business, that spirituality is different from politics. In this holy moment of now, I take upon the perception of oneness, of spirit breathing through every aspect of humanity. Yes, right from politics, to education, to economy, to share market, to arts, to music, to concrete science, to religion, and to esoteric studies, to business, and more. In this holy moment of now, I, the soul, realize that the golden age can be anchored only by anchoring the spirit in all aspects of the society. In this holy moment of now, I, the soul, allow myself to open up to the transmissions of my inner plane guides that will help me to expand my perception regarding spirit, regarding matter, regarding life. In this holy moment of now, I release any and all guilt of being abundant and prosperous. In this holy moment of now, I release any and all patterns that stop me from playing big. In this holy moment of now, I release any and all fear of success. In this holy moment of now, I release any and all fear of failure. In this holy moment of now, I release any and all focus of wondering, what if I am not able to anchor my spirit completely into matter? I release the fear of my own power on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychically, intuitively, logically, scientifically, religiously, communally, racially. Financially. Visualize the violet flame and the gold. Feel these energies like spinning through your cells, your atoms. Visualize the roots of light coming from your root chakra, anchoring into the earth. This extremely high frequency transmission. This light language will further ease and bring more grace, rooting your crown to the source and your root chakra to the core of the Ma, the earth. Your task is just to have a yes. Moeshtela sashidre sishuna sashumura sashitika. Oshtanaza yamura sashidele sishitikara sashistara sashi. On samona yastro sujidele sishitikara sashistara sashumoko. Monsana sayestara sashudela sashidikara sasha mostaka. Moniasara sashidele sishtikara soshoboa. Moesdaraza yastro sushi ambara sashitala sashika. Allowing this transmission to further release any and all blame patterns to childhood, to parents, to society, to education about why you're not able to anchor that spirit in full glory? The answers lie way deeper. The source of all your suffering, the source of all your joy, at the end of the day, as the inference of the life experiment, is within. As I said the word within, there was a firecracker. I don't know why they're having a firecracker. Like a blast. Bang on. Deep breaths. It is so, so important, light workers, to align ourselves with all the powerful energies of authority, of power, of education, of arts, of finances, of earth, of physical body. Without that proper alignment, that wealth, that divine wealth, which embodies all spiritual wealth, mental wealth, emotional wealth, ancestral wealth, logical wealth, material wealth, financial wealth, and more, scientific wealth, so much more. It's not possible to anchor the divine wealth. If images of people are coming up, allow them to flow. Just have a yes in your transmission. And this wonderful accelerated time that we are living in, the transmissions are very, very powerful means, even beyond hours of yoga, to transform our consciousness. Visualizing yourself inside a golden diamond made of pure gold. Visualizing this Merkaba, deep breaths. The gold is all about pure alchemy. It is beyond doubt that why the gold is, was, and shall continue to be considered as sacred. Visualizing this diamond transforming into pure white light. The gold vibration was just too high for the grid. Pure white light. Feeling yourself connected to the crown, to source, and to your root chakra, down to the core of the Ma, the earth. We call for the Holy Archangel Michael to sever any and all cords which are no longer serving us. Deep breaths. Zomaro nai. Even the lecture was a transmission into itself. Take a minute in your mind's eye to look at the nervous system. Smile at the nervous system. Feel the connectivity of the nervous system, the brain, the muscles, the beautiful body that you have. It is the most sophisticated gadget on the planet, your own body. The latest, most sophisticated gadget. There's a divine force that created it. What if you could connect with this divine intelligence? What else is possible with this? not just about forming a physical body, but literally providing for you everything on all levels, opening a golden Ganges of pure wealth. Visualizing through your crown a shower of pure golden coins pouring onto you. Some of you will notice that you are absorbing it. Some of you notice that you are not taking it in. Just depends upon our own level of thinking about our knowingness of oneness of spirit and matter. Money is not the source of evil, but attachment to it, that creates a problem. I still feel a bit of resistance in the field to allow that energy. Okay, let's do some more clearings here. Bring awareness into your heart, smiling at your heart, noticing a beam of pure violet diamond radiating from your heart, infusing your entire cells, your body structure, cocooning you in a sacred violet diamond energy. Please repeat together. I gracefully allow myself to open to the knowingness that there is no separation between spirit and matter, Shiva and Shakti, the light and the dark. I allow myself gracefully to open up to the awareness that it's all God. It has always been God. It shall always be God. I command myself to open its quantum doorways and allow new venues of wealth, not just abundance and prosperity, to open into my life. Allow myself to receive. Notice the cells opening up, all the cells. If you still feel in your mind's eye some of the cells not opening up, just smile at it. If you feel a strong resistance in any part of the cells, any part of the body, don't force it to open. It's fine. Even I'm sensing a block in my left ankle, which is somewhat related to obligation. As a fear that if I open up more, I may not be able to serve. We all have our own unique patterns. You don't even need to know what is it. Just accepting whatever that is right now. I don't want to be very forceful here. It has to be a gentle transmission. So whatever part of your body or beingness has been opened through the song of light, allow yourself to bask in the pure starry golden energy. Let it be anchored in your spine, in your DNA. Do not expect a lottery after the transmission. As I said in the lecture, wealth is very, very unique. But we will receive whatever we are meant to. With your eyes closed, please repeat together. I'm super receptive and super conductive to all the divine blessings of transformation, of alchemy, to flow into my beingness. In this moment of now, I provide opportunity to myself to open up to a more expanded perception of reality, that heaven and earth are not separate. Your body fully anchored at the core of the ma, the gold and the red, pouring through and through. Muishti-karos, Everything is created by your energy, even opportunities in your life. The cosmic field is filled with opportunities beyond your wildest imaginations, regarding a career, regarding an insight, even regarding a relationship. But are you willing? The point is, are you willing to open yourself to this cosmic juice? Or are you going to just buy into the limitedness and the victim consciousness? What is your choice? Does your lifestyle support victim consciousness or the master consciousness? Who are you? Jimurosa digarasashia de la sashuna soshomokwa. Ostana yastroza yavora sashi digarasashia takala. Munasa yera sushu dugura sushi emeresi shitika. Mostana yasto kora sashi estelesia kwa. Abundance, prosperity, grace, growth, development, aligning, alchemy. Feel the power of these words being anchored in your heart and your soul. Alignment, inner peace, divine joy, divine bliss, awareness, cosmic joy, the cosmic orgasm running through the body, oneness, inner peace, oneness with the inner guru, with the inner teacher, with the inner Christ, oneness, alignment, grace, divine help, divine protection, grace, divine joy, spiritual wealth, mental wealth, emotional wealth, etheric wealth, physical wealth, material wealth, financial wealth, scientific wealth, cultural wealth, racial wealth, communal wealth, ancestral wealth, divine wealth, divine anchoring of unlimited potential, divine anchoring of unlimited potential, divine anchoring of unlimited potential. oneness, oneness, beyond forgiveness, beyond forgiveness, beyond forgiveness, alignment, grace. Feel your brain merging with your heart. Entire body bathing, blazing with the pure white light. Let go. Become one with the pure white light. I want to remain quiet for a few minutes. Let go. Gradually becoming aware of your breaths. Bring all of that expanded consciousness into your spine. We invoke the sacred green flame of Mother Gaia, anchoring today's transmission with joy, ease, and grace, deeply, completely, gracefully. So be it, so be it, so it is. Go ahead and give yourself a great big hug. The spiritual pathway is not for the faint of heart. You said a tremendous yes to break down, to open up, and allow the light in, like the caterpillar thinking that that's it, but it has a knowingness that there's something more to fly, something more to expand, more colorful, more freedom. Gradually blinking your eyes, moving your fingers and your toes, and feeling the abundance in your heart, the wealth, knowing that everything that was transmitted verbally and through formal transmission is anchored in your soul and will continue to take effect for the coming days, weeks, months, and even years ahead. This is our intention as a nudge to open up to your true glory. Deep breaths. Noticing the green flame still, aligning you, grounding you. So thank you so much everyone for your precious time in the weekend. I'm guided to upload this entire MP3 at YouTube, and I hope you enjoyed the orientation of the 2 years journey. And if you are having any questions, you may raise your hand regarding the class, regarding the series. And if you need to sign off of the class, that's fine. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm still staying here to receive questions if you have any questions. Okay, let us randomly discuss where did you feel the block, because that will really help us to know, your own experience. So I'm going to unmute, let's see, Angelica. Hi, Angelica, can you hear me?
Hello, everyone. I felt the block in the solar plexus.
Okay, solar plexus. And so what do you think it was about?
Standing in my power.
Standing in your power. And what does the power mean? Power is connected with male, with husband, with boyfriend, with brother, with son, with father and grandfather. Make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
So that could also mean there's a deeper need to clear up stuff and really own your power and say, hey, I am responsible, I understand. And now I choose to create from my own power new relationship or new perception or whatever previously happened with these particular archetypes.
Yes.
Great, great. Thank you. Anything else you would like to share regarding the transmission?
The energy was very strong, and I loved a lot to stay in this energy.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Even I wanted to, keep it with the gold, but you see, they were the first timers as well. So I was got it. No, be gentle, be gentle. So we had to go with the white light. Anyways, it was still powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was almost like taking children for a ride, and you need to make sure that the speed has to be, in a comfortable zone. Let's see with Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Yes, we can hear you. So
Hello.
where did you feel the block?
Hi. Oh, I actually got really distracted and had to sort of like, so I had to kind of, it was an amazing transmission. So goodness me, I'm not really sure why that happened. But I had to really bring myself back to remain centered. And then I've just been having sneezing fits ever since.
Yeah, the body clears. The body clears. You see, the sneeze basically is connected, let's say, with the nose, with the grief energy, And if you said that you were not able to remain centered, sometimes people kind of are, pass out during the transmission, and that is totally okay because the rational mind is used to, with the transformation happening in years. But when light language and all these things happen, the transformation happens in seconds, So the rational mind goes, oh my gosh, I'm getting confused. Let me take a standby. Let the transformation happen. So that is all the way more beautiful. So this must be the reason. The second thing, it could be also about your grounding.
Good.
A more need to ground, more need to, anchor in your physical body and heal your connection, your sense of security in terms of the biological family. Something like that. That's what I'm tuning in. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That does make sense. And
you.
the sneezing, because you kept sort of like, what the sneezing?
The sneezing could be about not judging oneself about taking decisions, not judging oneself about taking previous decisions, which you now know were not so smart, but really letting go of that, that replay of the CD in your mind. Oh, why did I do this? Oh, why did I do this? Just, just accepting it as part of you, saying, oh, that was all required. That was a staircase. That's it. And I'm here, but I'm not going to beat myself up for doing that anymore. And I release that.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, it's really amazing. Even when I was doing transmission, a part of me was going, I know I'm not open to abundance. Totally, we always have our next level, just like of health to wealth. So I was having this in my left ankle, not exactly, but somewhere up above the ankle. And it was more about obligation, so that others feel comfortable around me. Very strange. Okay, one more. Let's see. Nagadeep, let's try. Hi, Nagadeep, can you hear me?
Yes, Narmada.
Hi. So, where
Hi,
did you
can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Is it your first time joining us online?
Yes, this is the first time I'm attending your
Okay,
session.
thank you for joining in.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
I felt blockage in my root chakra, I guess.
Root
I feel
chakra.
there is some kind of, yeah.
The root chakra is a lot connected with, grounding. It's also a lot about, finding that oneness, that space of oneness of spirit and matter, because a lot of the old teachings that were there was a lot about if you are into money, if you're into business, if you're into career, well, you can forget about wealth, but you must not forget about God, So if you love God more, you have to think more in terms of the crown chakra, something like that. So what I'm sensing is healing that spiritual philosophy and allowing oneness philosophy to anchor without judgment into the root chakra will help you to open up the root chakra more and create more career opportunities and might even create a opportunity to be self-employed, being your own boss, which I'm sensing very much in your field. There's a strong need for you, it's like you really want to do your job, you really want to do your work according to your way, but things come. Yeah, so that's the root chakra. So bring in the oneness philosophy, bring in the, maybe repeat the affirmation regularly. Heaven and earth are not separate. Heaven and earth are not separate, okay?
Okay.
And that will really help you too, and do some physical exercise regularly. Enjoy life, basically. Go out and enjoy some street food regularly, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. So yes, do you see how strongly our abundance can be connected like that? Now, don't drop me messages if you are attending to YouTube about, hey, this is where I felt the block. No, I don't have time to do the readings like that. In fact, I'm not doing one-on-one readings a lot. It's like a 4-month gap. I recently did a reading with a single client after August. Gosh. No, it doesn't mean that I'm having a huge line. It just means that I'm focusing more on research and, organizing all these beautiful teachings and sharings from the Masters of Light, into more of the CD format, more of the downloadable format. That's it. Okay? So let us end the session. It's basically a thank you. Just say thank you in your heart and mind. The beings of light respond back. We celebrate your willingness to hear the cosmic teachings. We celebrate your willingness to see the oneness. We celebrate your willingness to hear us. We celebrate your willingness to at least peek into what is into the next level. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're ending the class at 1:11 p.m., a powerful number of manifestation. People have signed off, and right now we're all 11 attendees. Is it a chance? I don't think so. So I'm going to unmute you all and say bye-bye. The MP3 is going to be uploaded at YouTube. Now for the MP3, don't listen to today and have a gap of it, maybe in 2 days or 3 days. The transmission is still very powerful. Basically, tune into your own body, how it feels, and do not listen to the MP3 while driving, operating heavy machinery. I will add all of the instructions there. Anyways, thank you so much, and do connect with me at YouTube at Narmada Akshat, send me a friend request at Facebook. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed night.
Thank you, Namada.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.